All right, what's going on, folks? Everybody out there, you know who it is. It's your main man, Derek Stroman, and we're back for another episode of the Speak Your Mind show. Stemming off of last night's show, of course, I have a special guest this evening. He goes by the name of Trey Fergerson. He is an actor. He's which appears to me to be some type of production manager as well. When I've seen him on set, so let's go ahead and bring in, ladies and gentlemen, Trey Fergerson. What's up, Trey?
Hey, what's going on, man? How you been?
I'm doing well, man. Doing well. Good to see you. Um, of course, I haven't seen you since on set and everything. And I think last time I saw you, you was just so focused on doing your job. You wasn't really, doing too much socializing. So I respect that. Being a production manager myself, I definitely understand keeping focus and making sure everything runs smooth, especially when you got such a big project at stake. So let's talk a little bit about Necropolis and what it's about. And you play the role of Marcus, and that's like a pretty important character. I mean, you've been through a lot. Your character has been through a lot. Can you tell the audience a little bit about your character?
Marcus for Necropolis. Necropolis is not even a post. It's like apocalyptic because it's just in the beginning stages of pandemic. So Marcus, who the character I play is Marcus Stone, and he's a retired veteran, which I'm a retired veteran myself. So
right.
That's how I kind of got the gig because Andre was like, "Hey, man, you kind of fit the whole persona of Marcus. You're tough and you talk a lot of trash and you're just generally a good guy around the corner." You know what I'm saying? So right. Marcus is, like I said, he has a wife and she's awesome. We wanted to show that part of a good relationship, a strong relationship, and Marcus is trying to survive. He's helping his co-star Ethan out, and they're trying to just make it past this post-apocalyptic world,
Yeah. So I came in, I was casted as one of the lurkers, mm-hmm. and it always made me wonder. So who came up with the name Lurker? Because essentially it's just a zombie, right? But where does the lurker fit in, and who came up with that name?
That'd be Andre. Andre is the original. He wrote the beginning screenplay, and we were like, when we all got together and formed Real Brothers. Real Brothers is myself, Andre, and Eric, and we all write. We all were screenwriters first, and then we were actors, and we said, hey, we tried our hand at directing any chance we get and working together. So that's how come we do everything all around. But Andre brainchild is, first off, Necropolis was based upon being a comic book. I mean, he pitched it around. He even talked to the producers of some very large production companies about it. And they were like, when his buddies had talked to him, say, hey, man, you need to make this into a movie. And lo and behold, we're just like, hey, you know what? We're not going to let anybody else do it. We're going to make this movie ourselves. And so the brainchild of things being called lurkers, because we didn't want it to be a regular type of just what you see all the time when you get your zombie flick. We wanted to add something to it. So we did a lot of research on even what would cause a person to, just lose their mind, because, it's not giving away the whole thing, but
right.
There's a little background to it, the whole lurkers and why they are called lurkers and why they act the way they do.
Yeah, because I know a couple things, and I'm not going to spoil it for nobody either. But it has a little bit to do with our current situation in the pandemic. And I'm not giving too much away. Was that too much? That wasn't too much, was it? All right, okay. But I think, and pretty much not really building too much on that right now. Mm-hmm. I think that's going to be a nice little intrigue. In this movie, I think it just because it relates so well,
It does. Wash your hands. Remember that.
Yeah, wash your hands. See, and mind you, I don't know much of the story. It's not like I had the script. I just came in. I saw the casting ad, and thanks to Kevin Tan for that. Big shouts out, Kevin Tan.
Oh yeah, wait till
And
y'all see
look,
that part of me and Kevin in there. That's crazy.
oh man,
Kevin's
I
a great
can't.
actor.
You know, I've never met Kevin in person, so
Really?
it's yeah, I've never met Kevin in person. It's just you know, through this web of actor connections and just knowing people and word of mouth and things of that nature. So that's the only reason I know Kevin. And again, I haven't met him, and I'm sure I will, especially when Necropolis appears. Oh, excuse me, premieres. I will definitely be
Oh
trying
yeah.
to track down Kevin Tanner to shake his hand. So.
Yo, I've seen Kevin enough because Kevin and I had 8 hours of fight scene coordination. Actually, 12 hours more like that. But we went. Put it this way: after we were finished doing our scene, we called each other the next morning because I think we finished wrapped at about 12 or 1 in the morning, and we
Mhm.
called each other at I think it was like about 8, 9 because we both had to work the next day. And it was like, hey man, do you feel like I feel? He's like, dude, I just got out of bed. I'm just lucky I would have to telework. And I was like, yeah. I mean, we were sore for like maybe 2 days, 3 days afterwards. But it was a great experience working with him, man. He's a true professional.
Yeah, and he stays pretty busy. I see all his feeds on Facebook, and
Yeah.
I tell you, man, it seems like he stays working, man. He's always on some movie set.
Man, you'd be surprised. The whole cast, I mean, they go hard. Like everybody we really took great pains in picking the right people from the DMV area and saying, hey, would you like to be a part of that? And they all give 100%, and they're all a part of, and that's one of the base things. Everybody, when you got a small independent film production company, it's
Right.
about the cast and crew and how hard they go. And I think they really show it for the whole DMV, how hard that and how good our product can be. And that's
Yeah,
going to make the movie.
yeah, and it just seems like a good plot, a good
Yeah.
storyline. You guys went to far lengths to make sure that the production value was there. I mean, my scene, well, it was a couple scenes as a lurker, but we had the fire station. I mean, so it's to explain how that was. And I watched just a lot of like even your personal feeds, Trey, when you put up your lives of what's happening on set. You guys have been in some pretty established locations, and what did it take to get people on board? It seems like the towns and the people around you were very supportive of what the Real Brothers were doing.
Yeah. It's a lot of networking and just talking to people. And like we don't have a lot of money. We're not a big production company per se. So we have to do what's called resource funding. And resource funding is pretty much going around asking people, hey, this is what we want to do. Can you help out? Can you work with us? And we went to the city of Manassas first because Eric and I used to do improv there every month in the Geronimo's coffee shop. Shout out to Geronimo's coffee shop.
Yeah,
But
Geronimo's.
so we used to do that, and then they were like, we went to a couple of their meetings for the chamber and stuff, and they're like, we're on board. We like what you guys do, and however the city can help, and the businesses that were there, they were like, hey, we'll help you out. And we just took that model and went to every place that we tried, and a lot of businesses, agencies, they've really been helping us out, and it's just been paying off. Just going and talking to people and telling them what we're trying to do. We got a big push from the veterans and media and entertainment.
Mhm.
Shout out to those guys because I'm a member, and there's a couple other members. John, our DP, he's a member, so they actually help us out a lot and push. Because we're a big. We say that's one of the things we're going to do. Being a veteran, 25 to 30% of our cast and crew are veterans.
Yeah, and let's speak on your DP. I didn't get a chance to actually talk to him. He's got to be one of the most humble guys I've ever met. And when I say that, I mean, heck, I've been standing like 4 or 5 foot away from him, sometimes closer. He's just quiet. He just does his job. I mean, who is this gentleman, and where is he from? I've been wanting to ask him where is he from with that accent.
Ah man, where's John actually from? John talks to us all the time, and John's just he's a once Marine, always a Marine, so he's a Marine.
Oh, that's
You
what
know,
it is. That's what it
so,
is.
yeah, so he's a real humble dude. But I mean, he's award winning. He's deep. He shot a lot of famous people. He's constantly working. So one of the good things to let you know, that made us happy was, I went to John because I knew John from meeting him a couple times. We hung out and we're in the VME, like I said. And I said, hey, John, I got this script that, we started rewriting and working with Dre on. Would you read it and tell us you'd be interested in working with us and getting it? And after, I think we gave it to him 3 days, he read it and he came back, I'm in. And that was all she wrote. And, John has a client list that's crazy. He's like, you know what? I'll work with you guys around my scheduling and we'll make this happen. And that meant the world to us, man, that, someone of his caliber could just say, hey, I'm in off the rip. We'll work things out on the back end, but, he's in to help us. And that lets you know that you got a good product. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, absolutely. Let's talk a little bit about when it was time to bring in world renowned. I mean, he's up there doing this thing in Hollywood now, and you know who I'm about to bring up, in Noel G from the Fast and the Furious. What was it like working with Noel? And I'm pretty sure he was excited because you guys had a relationship from that stemmed from a past meeting with him. So explain to the audience a little bit what it was like working with Noel G.
Man, Noel is a real cat. I mean, if there's a lot of fake people in the industry in Hollywood. Everybody will tell you they meet a lot of grimy people, but Noel showed, he really showed out to be a man of his word and everything else. He's another one. We sent the script out there. We met him about 2 years ago in the Four Corners Film Festival in Farmington. And we just clicked, we hung out all night. We had a couple of beers back then. He used to drink, and we just really had a good time together. And he's like, hey, man, I was like, I'm going to get you out to the East Coast. He's like, hey, you just say the word, I'm there. So last year before we started filming, he was like, hey, would you like to be a part of this? He's like, let me read the script. Sent the script to him, and another one, I'm in. And that was like, wow, okay. We got Noel, we got Hector. We got Hector from, Fast and Furious. We got Hector from Purge and Training Day. I mean, it was just real, and he's a real cat. We took him out when he got here. He just wanted to hang out and catch up before work. And then once he got on set, it was like strictly professional. He actually gave us a lot of tips, hey, let's try this right here. Let's try that. And it all worked out when we put it on camera. So it's going to be magic, especially his scenes.
Yeah, so Noel, I don't know much about him as far as the movies you mentioned. That shocked me a little bit. You said Training Day, so he was in Training Day.
Yeah, remember he was going to kill Ethan Hunt when Ethan's character in the tub. He's part of the three, and he found the girl's wallet.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that.
Yeah, Purge 2.
And Purge, you said the second Purge? Because I think that's the first Purge. But I haven't seen the second one. So he was in Purge 2 as well. Yeah,
man, he's been in a lot of music. He has a list of his top 5 actors and he wanted to be in a movie with, and he's got 4 of them. So he knocked Denzel out. I think he's knocked out Clint Eastwood because he was in The Mule too.
Right.
He's been I'm not gonna let his new movie come out, but he's knocked one of his people out too.
No early plugs.
Yeah, I can't put that one out.
No leaks, rather. Okay, I got you.
But he's been checking the block, man. He's been around for over 25, 30 years, I believe. And he's just a real humble guy. He's about to grind. He's always grinding. His social media is crazy. He always posting. He connects with people. I mean, he just, like I said, he's been all over. He's done a lot. I just had to get him out here to the East Coast and say, hey, let's do some stuff out here.
Well, just briefly here, I want to show the audience the flyers. Hey, big shouts out to Jay Roberts. Jay Roberts also, he's a great graphics designer, as you already know. And thank you for that lead. I needed that. I mean, I have great graphic designers around me. The gentleman that created the banner behind me. So I love all my guys, but it's always good to network. I love the network. Jay came through right away. He was reasonable with his prices, and he created a nice banner for this show. That's that logo, that Speak Your Mind logo show that you see up in the corner. He created that, but then he also created this.
Man,
your flyers. Then I think every last Necropolis flyer and extension of the main flyer, which I don't even know what the main flyer is anymore, Trey, because they all look like they could be the main poster to represent the movie, and I just think that his graphic works. I mean, look how great you look up there. Is it all right if I call you Marcus? Can I? Can I just can I just call you Marcus, man? But nah, it looks great, man. Kudos to that gentleman for his hard work, and how he takes care of you guys and keep you looking good.
Yeah, Jay's a beast, man. Jay, another one came on board. He was like, he started seeing everything trending. And he's like, hey, I want to be part of the team. And I was like, word. And he's over the pond. So I was like, hey, mate. So he's good.
Yeah, and what about that international connection? It's been a lot of that going on.
Yeah.
For me, and I know, I was a little shocked when I found out that he was coming in from he's coming in from London, right? So he's over in London. And I have another good buddy that's in Glasgow, Scotland, who I do a show with. We share a mutual show with some other esteemed personalities. So it's great, this international connection that we're all making with each other. I'm really digging it. And you've been a former military man. I mean, you've probably been some places in the world yourself. Let's talk a little bit about that, because I remember you the first time I met you, you were just having a casual conversation with somebody else, okay? And you were telling them, I think it might have been Andre, and you were showing your new gun permit or something. Is that what it was? Is that what it was?
Yeah, it was a concealed carry, yeah.
Right. And so here you are in a movie where you're running around with weapons. Obviously they're not real weapons, but you're going to look pretty official in this movie because you actually know how to fire a weapon, how to hold a weapon, and you're going to look pretty official in some of these action scenes. I'm assuming. I haven't seen no clips, no real clips, but I'm assuming you're going to look pretty good. And just talk a little bit about your military experience and how long you served, and what branch as well.
I was the only branch, Army, man.
Yeah, Army. Hold on. Hey, look, I'm an Army brat. Yeah, Army.
There you go.
I'm a former Army brat.
So everybody that comes on my set, if they're not Army, I make jokes. Like with John, the DP. I was like, hey, I got some crayons in the bag for you, and he's like, screw you, man. Air Force people, we like, hey, just go back to college, But yeah, man, I did 21 years, retired in 2015. I was still young enough to run around, and, moved up here in 2016, actually. So, but yeah, I spent a lot of time, just in my MOSs, which is my military job designation, and got a lot of trigger time, but just quiet be kept and to put out. We got like real special forces cats on set too.
Wow.
The next few scenes going to be ridiculous because we're bringing them out, and we want to keep the realism there. And so, Marcus and my characters plays the special forces. Special forces sergeant, and so he actually chief warrant officer, and then he came aboard, and so we said, hey, to keep the realism. And when we were writing, let's do something real. Let's bring some special forces guys in here. So we got Rand coming on board. We got McPhee's coming on board, and a lot of guys from Triple Nickel. Shout out to Triple Nickel. They're one of our guys that's been helping us out, and we wrote military stuff. So they've been a blessing, along with Stars and Stripes Coffee.
Wow, man. I mean, just look at that. I mean, I think I'm noticing a trend towards that. I mean, getting the veterans involved, keeping them occupied. It seems like there was a lot of time taken out for this project. This wasn't no rush job. When I was on set with you guys, it felt really, really organized. And I was telling you a little bit about that pre-show. How long did it take for you guys to establish that kind of chemistry? And obviously, it might not have always been like that, but how quick was that transition?
And it takes a lot of phone talking, communication. My wife will tell you right now, she's like, you talk to them more than you talk to me throughout the day. Like, we're always on the phone, we're always texting each other between the three of us, and we communicate. And now that we have people that volunteer to be PAs to help us out, because like I said, money is tight, and we garner that, like Marilyn, Carolyn, and the other people that come out to help out. it's just we try to flow, we try to keep the communication going and talk and let everybody know what's going on, so everybody can still move and operate just like we need to.
What about the actors? I mean, you mentioned what's his name? Is it Ethan? Is the young boy?
Yes, Thomas. Yeah.
Thomas. And Thomas is his real name. And now I did have the opportunity to talk to him. The young kid has some interesting talent because you know how it is when you're waiting for your time in front of the camera or you're waiting for your scene. And his mom, he's a young kid. He's a kid still.
Mhm.
So his mom's taking him around and we were at what's the name of the coffee cafe shop
Yeah,
again?
Geronimo.
We were there till like almost midnight that night, if you remember. And mom's got to stay there with Nathan. But the time that I spent talking to him and being around him, he seems like a pretty intelligent child. What was it like working with him? And do you do more coaching, or did he pretty much he had the skill set already?
He has the chops, but we always help each other out. Like he asks questions, and that's good. He's like, "Hey, how do you want me to do? What does this mean?" And like he wants to know why, and he wants to know everything around that scene. So it's good. I'm like, "Hey, okay, ask questions if you feel that you need some direction. We always help each other. Hey, try this. Hey, do this." So he takes that. He doesn't get a big head or anything. He just takes and moves out. You tell me you want this done, and then if you say, hey, do it like this time, he's like, okay, he'll come back and do it like that. So it's a joy to be working with him, man. He's a really good kid, man.
Yeah, that's awesome. And, as everybody out there, my audience knows that this is a live show. Most of the shows I do are live, so I'd like for people to interact. If anybody out there has a question for Trey, please feel free to ask it while I got him. I'm not going to keep him too long because he's a busy man. But I just, thanks, Malaya, just for chiming in from YouTube. Hello out there. Bella Levy, she's an actress as well. I don't know if you know who she is,
Bella.
but you know Bella?
Yeah, Bella came out. Bella's in our scene with us.
Oh, is she? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. See, listen, again, I was talking about the world we live in this industry. It's not necessarily, it's big. We know that it's vast,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, it's kind of small because we keep a certain circle and we like to connect with each other because people, birds of a feather. We respect what we do. We know how much work we put in. And Bella said, "Yep, I'm assuming to that statement." And we're also trying to get her. And I don't know if she has gotten a response from Star City Motion Pictures is a production company which I'm a part of. I'm the production manager over there, and I'm also an actor. So I kind of played a role of you over there, Trey. It's pretty wild. But that's why when I saw you doing your thing, and I was quiet. I'm just watching. I'm out there. I'm observing. Here we are in PA, Manassas, PA, and I'm just like, hey, this is the first time here. But like I explained already, it was pleasant. I really enjoyed it, and I was looking forward to going back. And quite frankly, I know that we're going to do much more stuff in the future, and I'm also looking forward to that. But Bella also said, thanks so much for having her. There she is. I don't know if you can read what's on the screen there, Trey.
Yeah, I can see.
Okay, cool. So yeah. And she just agrees with our conversation, what we're talking about. So
she's a breath of fresh air. I really enjoyed hanging out and talking to her too.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I could just go on and on about this movie because it just so many underlined points. I'm big into horror, but it seemed like there was a little bit of humor in there as well. Just tell us a little bit about some of the personalities you got to work with and have continued to work with in this project. Other than the ones we mentioned, Noel and Nathan. Who else? You got a pretty good production team too. You got a sound gentleman who's also from. It sounds like he's coming from somewhere, some other foreign land with his accent. It's a good team of people and cast that you guys have.
Yeah, Ski. I mean, we got, like I said, we got lucky. We got a lot of people that were interested. because the reason we started Real Brothers because we knew there was a lot of talent in the DMV, and we didn't want, like we told people before, we didn't want to go outside DMV and get a lot of actors that because we have that talent here. There's a pool right here, and we're like, why should we have to go to Atlanta? Why should we have to go to LA just to make it? We got enough talent right here, and there's land, and there's people that are willing to help. We could make Hollywood here in the DMV, and that's what we set out to do. Because, like Bella said, everybody treated like family. We believe it's like family, and we want to keep that thing that where in Quentin Tarantino or Spike Lee movies, you see the same actors on different projects with that same company. We want to do that here. We want them to know when they see Real Brothers, they'll see Derek, or they're going to see, they're going to see Ren in this movie, or they're going to see, you're going to see us in some fashion, or Bella or whoever else. And we want to keep that so they like, oh, that's their project. That's those ones. But like you said, we got a lot of people like Amber Moore. She's going to blow people away with her character in this movie. She's a secret. She's our secret bomb. She's going to drop it on you, and you're going to be like, wow. Leo's another one. He's a not a former, but he was a Marine, and Leo is gonna, he's gonna be the new Hans Gruber.
Wow.
His character, we really, the acting is really gonna blow. Like they'll tell you, horror genre is a good genre to get in.
Mm-hmm.
The deal is, if you got a somewhat good storyline and your movie looks good, you're gonna do okay. But when you got all the ingredients, a great storyline, you got good acting in it, your film looks good, it's clean, the sound is clean. We can make. I mean, it's going to be a cult classic. A lot of people we want it to be that film that everybody wants to watch over and over.
So, on my Speak Your Mind shows, which I also have a co-host, Johnny Lang. Eventually, he'll be coming in on this feed. Not tonight, but we'll be doing shows here. But I told you I'm going to get you on TV free. Hopefully I can bring you into the station. It's only Lansdowne, Maryland, so hopefully your travel time won't be that bad. Matter of fact, where would you have to travel from? I haven't asked you that. Where do you reside?
I live out in Waldorf.
Okay. Well, that's still a nice little hump coming down from Waldorf. I know that drive. That's a little bit of a drive. So
I got you.
We'll definitely make it worth your while. It's fun. The guys have a good time. And again, it's a different platform. And I always try to get somebody, people on that show as well, because it's just about audiences. When Necropolis drops, I want as many people to have heard about it, or at least had an opportunity to hear about it before it premieres, and which leads me to my question. So how much of the movie have you actually had a chance to lay your eyes on? Like, is somebody just coddling all the footage and like nobody else knows what a scene looks like yet? And do you involve yourself in any of the editing, or is that you guys have your own editor?
We have an editor. He's I'm gonna let his name out. He's Larry Duke. He's gonna do it. He works with TV One, and Larry, he's another one. He read it and he's like, "Look, I want in." And we're like, "Wow, this dude really does major stuff," and he's coming on board. And funny you said that. We were just reviewing some footage the other day, and we're like, "Okay, this is what we're gonna do." And we're actually, like I told you, we're coming out with a teaser. Should be out at the end of this month. That's gonna blow everybody's mind. They get to see what get a little sneak peek of what Necropolis is about, and it's going to be real. I think a lot of people are going to enjoy it. I mean, I know a lot of people are going to enjoy it because it's going to be that movie that makes of this year, I think.
So because I know we're getting into like some of the meat and potatoes of the conversation now. And I like to wean my way into some of this. You have a couple actors who you might have mentioned a couple names. But one I haven't heard yet, and help me pronounce his last name right. Is it Scott Zeiss or Zeiss?
Yes.
Okay, so he did that pretty big Super Bowl commercial, and I'm in DC a lot, and I got out of my truck one day recently, and I seen it was a bus stop, and they posted up his big old just the headshot, behind a glass frame. on probably, I don't know, 30, 40 bus stops all over the city, and there he was, lo and behold. Can you imagine? I mean, that's pretty cool for us to be in this industry. Get out of your vehicle, your daytime, gig or what have you. Look to your left, and there's somebody you essentially know. You're part of a movie with this gentleman. You haven't met him in person yet, but there he is. So can you tell us a little bit about Scott, who I will be having on to interview soon? I'm trying to get him on the Speak Your Mind show as well. Tell us a little bit about Scott.
I just want to see Scott in the back alley. I just don't want to see him like that. He's a tower of power. He's quiet. He's that quiet professional. I like him, man. I mean, we work with a scene, and his presence and his aura. People that have this aura and presence around him. He's that. And I'm looking forward. We got a couple more scenes together, so I'm gonna see him showcase. And see what he can do.
Right, no doubt, man. I mean, look, I haven't seen nothing. I don't know anything about his talent, but I did happen to catch the ad running on TV. So it runs quite frequently, and I just you know how it is. You're watching TV, and then boom, there's somebody personally that comes across your television screen. And for me in my life, being in the media and knowing some people that are on TV and on radio every day, like I used to be on radio every day for a portion of time, it becomes normal after a while, but then it's still pretty awesome. In the beginning, it was like every time I seen somebody, I'd be like, tell my wife if she's nearby, and I'd be like, look, I know that person. That's da-da-da. And then now she's tired of hearing that, so I don't even say it anymore. It's like, whatever. There's no point anymore. And I think you understand what I'm saying. It's just like, it's just what we do. It's not for everybody. Yeah. It takes a lot of work. And, I guess if people don't see you in Hollywood with the Bugattis and the Lamborghinis, then you're not quite doing it up to the standards that they think you should. But again, getting to the meat and potatoes of the conversation. What about you? Speaking of projects and all, do you have anything else on your plate right now, or any foresights for any upcoming projects?
Well, we're continually writing. We have 2 pilots that we're going to be trying to shoot this summer. That's our big goal, to finish 2 pilots that we're working, both of them comedies, both comedy and drama. And we've also got a couple of series, actual YouTube series that we're trying to get out there that is actually going to make people just die laughing. Like I said, I can't release it yet.
Right.
But we start that this summer too. So this summer is going to be very busy for us. We got a lot. I mean, we're constantly creating. With VME, I may be taking over some position within VME here in the Washington DC chapter. So I'm looking forward to that, giving back, and we're just continuing to grind, and hopefully we can network with other people out there and do a lot more stuff.
Nah, it's amazing what you guys are doing, and it was a personal interest of mine to get you on the show, talk to you about some of the things that we're discussing right now, because again, on set we don't really have time for that. Everything's we're moving and grooving. We're trying to get the scene right, take after take after take. I've literally been a part of that with you, and you can see on the screen Bella's saying, hey, look, they even told me text me when you get home. I mean, amazing cast and crew. Yeah. I mean, you guys are treating people like family. You make them, really welcome to come back and want to come back and be a part of what you guys are doing. And again, I'm excited about it. And here's just another flyer of, I mean, there you go again. You Ethan, which is Thomas, real name. And this gentleman, I think I've seen him in some live feeds of yours as well. Leo, you mentioned
Leo. Leo's talented. He's going to blow people away.
So, and I know I don't want you to talk about what everybody's essential roles are. And we don't have time for that on this show anyway, but who is the main character? The way you guys display flyers and heck, your role, even some of Nathan's scenes make him seem like the lead. You seem like the lead. Some of these other gentlemen coming in who I didn't. Obviously, you guys were shooting before I came up for my role as a lurker. So, I mean,
One,
who's considered the lead?
well, I guess it'd be myself and Thomas, but this is the deal. When we wrote our characters, we develop our characters, we want the audience to fall in love with everybody, even our villains. And I think we accomplished. We tell everybody it's your horror movie, but we want you to leave the cinema crying because you fall in love with each character. And when you fall in love with that character, if something happens to them, you're going to be emotionally distraught because you fell in love with that character. And you can look at even our villains. You can probably look at that villain and be like, I get where they're coming from. So do I really want him to die, and, or her to die, or that person? So we did that character development. I think everybody's going to have a favorite character, and they're going to fall in love with certain various characters throughout the show. And that makes it even better because you have something to connect with the whole time. So that's what I love about it. So it's not a big thing not to be like, hey, well, is Trey the main? Is Ethan? Is Leo? Everybody's the main character,
Wow, that's interesting because I noticed it, and you see that was a question of mine. Heck, it's not even written down, but it's a question. It was a question of mine because I could tell you can feel it, and that's why it was deliberate. You guys deliberately created these characters to stand alone, essentially, and you can see it. It's just amazing, man. I think big shots out to Eric Jones and Andre Berry. Those are your brothers, man. And what you guys are doing is amazing. And I chatted with Andre a little bit today as well. And I know it's getting close to. Well, not really close because we don't want to see Winter again yet, Trey. We don't want, and I know the movie's not coming out until probably winter sometime. But I'm excited to see it. It's almost like I want to get as much information. I want to put out there. I want to put as much information out there so when this premiere actually happens, man, people are gonna really be all over it. And who doesn't like horror movies? Everybody likes horror movies. So, well, except for the people who don't like them, and you know what I'm saying. Like my wife, she hates them. So yeah, she's the one exception that I know. I don't know many.
I try to tell them, hey, just go for the storyline. It's not going to be gore, but you're going to get a couple jumps, but you're going to love the storyline. You're going to love the characters, and if they come check it out, I mean, they'll see. They're going to be like, oh, that wasn't that bad. I'm kind of sad, but they're going to love it. They're going to love it. You definitely going to love it.
Let me ask you this because it's a basic question, but I like to, especially when we're talking to audiences and they don't know, they're turning on this live feed on Facebook or YouTube right now, and like, hey, who is that gentleman? So, how long have you been acting? I mean, and before I forget, I want to mention this, and you can just tie it into this question as like a two-part question. You've been talking about comedy a lot and doing stand-up. So are you a comedian as well? So I mean, I know I'm throwing a lot at you. So how long have you been an actor and in this entertainment industry? And what's the deal with this comedy stuff, man?
Well, man, I can't give you a determination. I got the bug back in, I want to say 2012, and I did a presentation, a presentation for Black History Month, and I had to perform for a couple generals in downrange, and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. And then I always loved movies. I love movies. I could sit there and watch it. And in the military, it's a hurry up and wait. So you got to be there 5 o'clock in the morning, but you don't leave till 10 o'clock. So you have a lot of time just to veg out and think about stuff. So I started writing. And when I got out, I automatically wrote my own first screenplay. And in 2017, I got to pitch that screenplay to Lionsgate. I got flown out because that was a crazy experience, man.
Oh my goodness, man.
And I really wanted to learn more. And so I worked on a set of Vice Principals, the HBO, just to do background work so I could see how everything worked. I learned, talked to the PAs. I did the Megan Levy story. I did background in that also. I was in Sirens, that flick that's on I think it's on
Yeah, yeah, I
yeah.
heard of it. I've heard of it.
Yeah, it was like a B movie. But it was a pretty good experience because we stayed in the strip club all night and threw money at people and then collected back up and throw for 8 hours. So it was just crazy. And I started doing student films with people just to learn more and more. And then once I got up there, I met Eric. I think it was 2017 or 18, and he was doing improv, and I was like, you know what? I could get better material to learn my writing if I did improv. So I went up there and I joined Unscripted and did 2 years of improv where I just got up on stage and just made people laugh. So that's where Eric and I come in, and I could write a comedy off that. And I found I could write comedy real well, and along with action, and that was it. So I just got the bug, man.
No, that's an incredible story. Your journey has been a intriguing one, based on what you're telling me right now. And I mean, think about your whole life. If you were to wrap it up right now and just say, man, I was in the service. I served my country. I've done this. I'm you're still a good looking gentleman. You got your future ahead of you, and you're getting your name out there. And it seems like it's only the beginning, really. In a way, it feels like you're just really delving into it in the manner, at the pace that you're doing right now. Because my company, Stroman Entertainment, I started doing comedy shows, and I had a good game plan in the beginning. It picked up, and here I am now, just doing other stuff that all transitioned from starting out with the comedy shows. So when you mentioned that, automatically I was like, comedy, yeah, and improv, yeah. I would love to probably at some point get you on, maybe do a skit or two. So I'm always formulating shows, is what I do, whether it's in big studios or a live feed like you're seeing right now. And I want to mix it up. I want to add some different kind of content. There could be a message of the day, skit of the day. Radio does it all the time. They'll put a comedian on there, and they'll say a little piece, and that's funny. My wife, she listens to comedy all the time. I walk downstairs or something, and there she is on her phone, and I'm listening. I mean, it's not, she's not using AirPods, so I'm listening. I'm like, you're just listening to a comedy skit. So I think people could use laughter. I mean, would you agree with that? I think laughter is important in one's life.
100%. I mean, comedy is when you got me, Eric, and Andre together. We can't. I mean, we try to keep professional when we're around each other, and everybody tries to outdo each other, but we crack so many jokes and we make fun of each other. And it's like I said, we're like brothers from another mother, and we just mesh like that. That's why everybody has so much fun around us, because we're always doing something crazy and messing with people, and it's a joy, man. It's happy to be, it's a good feeling to be doing something with people that you really enjoy and truly like to be around,
Yeah. What about the one little live feed? We were outside the fire station.
Yeah.
And what I'm talking about. We had, what was it? The Charger was out there. All right. Remember the Charger?
Yeah.
And I think Andre walks up to Eric, right? Or he says something to him, but he had this serious look on his face, at least a part of his face that you could see without his mask on, right? And then he said, he pulls him to the side and he says, yeah, I got something to tell you. He walks up to him and then he says, you've been replaced. But it was just like he said, you guys are just funny. It's spontaneous. It's just a good time, man. It's a good time being around you guys.
And it's cold outside. So
it was cold. It was so cold outside.
We don't film unless it's cold. Like I think over 80% of the scenes that we filmed so far, it's been like 20 to 30 degrees or less outside, and we make a joke like we don't film unless it's cold outside. So it's crazy, man. It's just crazy.
Yeah, it was cold that night. If you remember, we had to run behind the lurkers, had to run behind the cars.
Yeah,
and we did that a couple times. And to be honest with you, I was kind of glad we did, because as cold as it was, that was kind of keeping us warm a little bit. Look, Bella says, brr. I
Yeah,
guess she knows too.
that next weekend after that, it really snowed. So we actually lucked up when Bella
Yeah.
was out there. So I was like, we would have been out there freezing.
Nah, it's just, hey, I tell you what, bro. I tell you, man, it's those experiences when they're like that, you don't forget it. I always remember standing out there in that what was that town again? That was Manassas. But what was the name of that precinct? Anyway, it was on a shirt. And remember, we didn't have no long sleeves. They were just t-shirts. Yeah. But it was Andre's precinct out there. But anyway, we were cold. We weren't dressed warm. The whole production team was out there. It was cold, and we all persevered. So it was a good time, man. Definitely a good time, man. And I just can't wait until my name is called again. And when Andre and Eric, when y'all see this feed, you're hearing me say it right now. I'm ready for my next role, man. I'm ready for my next role.
I think they just hit me up now. They already emailing you probably like, hey.
Look. I ain't asking for it. I'll come in, audition just like anybody else. I'll work for my part. I'm just saying. I ain't asking you to give me nothing. I'll earn my spot, So
that's what we do, man. That's what we do.
Look, there guys. Everybody else, I'll work for my part. Yeah, that's cool. I heard Andre's on just jumped on. LOL, we got you. He said, "Look, there he is."
I already know what he's saying. I already know what he's thinking in his head right now.
Hey, I'm telling you, Dre. I mean it, bro. I ain't just saying that. So, but I'm an actor too. I studied the arts. Got a little graduation certificate for completing the course. So when you do it and you put money and your time and you're I don't know, you're away from your family for a little while to do these things, and it's just you want to get out there, you want to do it, you want to get out there, and you want to do it. And I think people who are listening to it this feed are agreeing with me. I mean, Bell saying it too. What said me too, don't threaten me with the good time. So I just wanted to put that out there.
You just got to do it, man. A lot of people say, what's the biggest thing of making a movie? And, a lot of people will tell you can't do it or it can't be done or you need this and that. I mean, if you don't try, you never know. And if you don't get out there with your talents and put it out there and put it on the line and say, hey, you're going to make this thing happen, then you just never know. I mean, don't tell me I can't do something. I'm going to show you I can, and that's what we do. We say, hey, we're going to show people that we can do this.
Yeah, and while I got you, because I don't know how big you are into keto meals, but a good buddy of mine, Chris Francis, works out of an established kitchen in the area we live off of Harford Road, and I guess that's kind of northeast Baltimore, Atlantic Catering. It's called Keto Meal Prep. It's located on 4507 Harford Road in Baltimore. And if you go online, you can see the full menu. But if you punch in promo code Speak Your Mind, this show with a capital S, one word, he offers a 15% discount. So, I mean, I don't know if he'll deliver all the way to Waldorf for free. I mean, but he does deliver and he offers free delivery. And so if you're interested in that, hey, and everybody out there listening, again, is scrolling across the bottom of the screen right now. It's called Keto Meal Prep. It's located on 4507 Harford Road. And the guy's great. The food is great. I ate the crab cakes. They're phenomenal. I'm still surfing the menu. So I mean, what are you a guy that minds your eating, or do you just say, you know what, ma'am? Because when you're in front of the camera as much as you are, think about it. I'm being look. I'm always going to ask those real intimate questions, bro. You're in front of the camera a lot. What do you think about when you're sitting and you're about to get your next meal? Do you think about it?
I think about like 10 years ago. Like I tell my wife, I'm like out of shape. She's like, you're not out of shape. I'm like, yeah, I'm like Fat Thor. My son called me Fat Thor. He's like, Dad, you're not like I used to be when you were in the military. You were all ripped and cut up, and now look at you. I'm like, So you're like, okay, I got to push away from the table. But it's been 3 years now. I 3 years now. I've stopped. I stopped eating meat. I'm a pescatarian. Can't say not eating meat, but I eat fish and seafood, a lot
Mhm.
of fruits and stuff now. So I feel better. And when you get older, you're like, I got to take care of my body a little more. So I can't do them 25-year-old drinking till 4 o'clock in the morning, and run 8 miles like I used to. And that's just those days at 10 o'clock. I'm like, hey, it's night time. So you just gotta, I do push myself away, and I try to eat healthy. I eat a lot of fruits now. Actually, I'm trying to, since we got the final scenes coming up, I got to drop like close to 20 pounds for that final scene because I got to look depleted for the end part. So
Right.
I've been cutting back and, doing a lot more training now. So been putting in like 15 to 20 miles in a week now. So
Hey, look, I know Andre's glad to hear that. You see his comment. He's like, Marcus, better keep to that diet, LOL. You know. Hey,
yeah, I
but
was going to go. It's cold tonight. So I was like, I'm about to go to the gym.
But now that you mention it, you were talking about it. You might not remember, but it came up in conversation. Again, we were just on set.
Yeah.
I guess we ordered when you guys had ordered pizza or whatever, and that's probably why you started talking a little bit about your diet. And it wasn't until you just said something that made me remember that. So that's very important what you're saying, man. To keep yourself in shape like that, and at least to start working on being healthy, and living longer. So my last few shows have been talking about weight loss and how to diet properly, because I need to do a little bit of it myself. So
yeah, it's just a different, like when you in the military, it's like you never see how much you really worked out and how much you really were in shape. I mean, it was just crazy. Like I used to work out like sometimes 3 times a day, like hours long. And just now when you got retired, when I got that first retired, you're like, my body gets to relax. Because when you think about it, I tell everybody, when you're in the military, it's like you're a professional athlete because you got to be ready to go at any given time. And you don't get those 3, 4, 5, 6 months off to let your body heal. Mm-hmm. So when you finally get a chance to, when you get out of bed nowadays, I sound like a transformer. I'm like crackling and popping. Oh, man.
I like that, man. You said you sound like a transformer.
Hey, I gotta give out all kinds of
crackle and pop. That's hey, look, bro. Look, I feel it in my right knee. Well, I never asked you how old are you? How old are you, bro?
I'm 48, man. I'm 48.
Oh, no. All right.
And I got to grow the gray beard. I used to have it in the desert. When I used to get there, it was all black. And then I just cut it off for a long time. And then I said, let me grow up my beard again. And I'm like, Jesus, it's all great.
Wow. No, it looks good. It looks good. It looks good on camera. I'm getting the grays is growing in sporadically.
Yeah. It's me, you, and Ronald Isley, man. Ronald Isley, he busted out this week,
Hey, anybody ever tell you look like that guy from the you seen the new what is it? The tag team commercial? Yeah, the tag team commercial where they come in. What is that commercial?
The tag team back again.
Right. But yeah, you look like the one guy on there. I'm telling you, next time was it a Geico commercial probably?
I think I know what you're talking about. I've seen it and I was like, tag team.
Yeah, and so you kind of look like that. We aging well. We're seasoned Black males, and we're living life to the fullest, and we're just trying to expand, and continue life for not only ourselves but for our loved ones as well. You got me beat by a couple of years there. I'm 46, so we doing good, bro. We're doing.
I know we're doing good, man. Black don't crack.
Black don't crack, man. It don't crack, man. But yeah, man. Look, I didn't want to keep you too long. I know we're pushing the hour mark right now. As this show goes on, it gets better. More people tune in once they see the feed going. Everything we talked about, we're going to revisit. I got to get you in TV Free Studio. I'd like you to be a sit-in guest. I'd like really to get as many of you guys in there as possible. And when I say you guys, I'm talking about the crew and cast to really talk about the movie. Maybe, I don't know, not too long before it's actually going to premiere. And it might be a little premature, but have you guys thought about where you want to premiere the movie when it's done and all the outlets?
Yeah, we got a couple things in the work. It's gonna be huge. We depending on where the state of where we're at with COVID and everything,
Hmm.
we may be doing we may do something like an outside venue where it's like a drive-in, or we really want to do something with a red carpet. So that's and if we do it, we're definitely going to do it here in the city, or maybe a couple of other locations we're looking at. We got a couple things. We got a little more time to plan it out, but it's going to be big, and definitely you get it. You get an invitation, red carpet, and everything else, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to be there. I'm going to make sure this is scheduled, clear my schedule. And life is busy for all of us right now. But again, we're doing what we love.
Yeah,
We take this time away from loved ones, but they appreciate what we're doing. They see the hard work and
yeah.
all the attention that we're drawing in. And sometimes people don't like the attention, but for guys like us, I mean, look at that. Look at the screen. Look at that face you got there, Trey. I mean, who's not going to love a face like that, bro? Come on, man. Come
I
on,
mean,
man.
it's about the love, man. It's about one thing I didn't tell you. Like, we're going to shoot a documentary. It's going to be on Eugene Frazier, and he's like one of the first black officers in Charleston, South Carolina, where I'm from. And
Mhm.
he came on board when a black cop couldn't even arrest a white person back in that time.
Wow, that would be
He's,
an interesting story.
yeah, we're just going to be a short one, but we're going to bring it to light. Like, he was in charge of, like, he came from segregation to integration, where it was just a rough time, and it's something that we think people should see, and that's one of the other projects that we got coming up that people are really going to enjoy, and hopefully we can make that to a feature. Because his story is crazy. He was in charge of security from MLK at one point, so um,
Wow.
he's one of those hit legends that actually done it all, and they actually he's actually been called upon to find people even after he retired. So that's
Right.
going to be hot.
Yeah, like you've heard me say a couple times in this show. Heck, I've said it to you in person.
Yep,
Both Andre and Eric. To be honest, if you guys need my help, just reach out.
definitely.
I'd love to be able, have that connection and that continued relation
Got you, brother.
with the Real Brothers, man. Real Brothers Productions, doing big things. I mean, all you have to do is go to their page on Facebook. You can see basically Necropolis from its inception, man. They've been working on it. They've been chronicling it, and it's just going to be a great story. And again, if you're into horror slash sci-fi slash with that comedic edge, well, this is the movie for you. This is the story for you. It's got some facts in it as well. It's a combination of a lot of things. I mean, they took their time to write this story out properly. This definitely wasn't a rush job, and you can tell, man. So I'm very appreciative.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one of the things that's going to stick out is that we wrote it like, what would you really do in a zombie apocalypse? Not what you're going to learn when you just go to, when you see a movie. Oh, I wouldn't have did it. I wouldn't have fell or something like that. But it's like, what would people really do, and how humanity really would act when they're faced with extinction? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and think about that apocalyptic movie. Everybody, and I don't want to say everybody's done it, because everybody hasn't done it, but everybody's tried to put their own spin on it when they
Mm-hmm.
have done it. And think about the multitude of ways to put your own spin on it.
Yeah.
You guys created an original spin out
Yeah.
of the genre of different ways of and some of them are the same, because you're talking how you shoot it, who's in it, like actors and actresses, because you can pretty much just put them as the center point, and you don't have to have much else happening around them.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, it seems to me, you brought in a few good actors, some professional, couple bigger names, but to me it seems like you're more focused on the storyline. You're
Yeah.
more focused on the storyline. You're more focused on the nooks and crannies, the intermediate parts of the tale that you're expecting to grasp your audience. Am I right in saying that?
You are correct. And another big thing is diversity.
Hmm.
We have, if you look at our whole cast, it's diverse. It's like one of the most diverse casts, especially for a horror film, you will ever see. It's like, wow, everybody's in this, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we wanted it to be. We wanted to see, want everybody to see what America looks like now. You know, it's a melting pot to everybody. And I think we captured that with just, you know, Eric. Shout out to Eric. He did an awesome job casting, man. He really went hard, you know. So
Yeah. The casting department did a great job. Eric, who's slash your makeup artist, and when he watches this feed, if he watches this feed later, man, excellent job turning me into a lurker. Excellent job turning all the other lurkers into lurkers.
man.
So yeah, he's multi-talented too, and he's doing some pretty cool stuff on his own and on his side of things. And shouts out to his family that he brings on board. And it's just like I said, you guys are really family oriented. You gotta, you know, as far as I can tell, man, your future is really bright, and it's a future that I want to be a part of. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Because when this movie drops, Trey, wow, just imagine what's going to come off of that. Remember, I'm already screaming the Necropolis 2, and the first one ain't even out yet.
It's already in the works, brother. We got it for y'all, man. We want this to be something that really catches on. So we got y'all covered. I mean, this is going to be something everybody's going to be a part of.
So I'm going to let you go here in a second, but before I let you go, I want you to speak to the audience. Just tell them how they can find you. I don't know if you do all the IG stuff and the Twitter and all that, Facebook, just to follow Trey Fergerson, follow you and your you know career and your development as a human being, as an actor, and everything that you want to do. Aside from Necropolis, you know, I'm pretty sure that people just would like to keep up with you and follow you. So I'm gonna give you the floor. Yeah, tell the audience how they can find you and what to look out for in the future.
Hey, I'm Trey Fergerson, and I'm not hard to find. I'm a Trey Fergerson on Facebook, but you can also reach me we're at Real Brothers, REEL Brothers Pro on IG. You can catch all our stuff there. We post there often. We're on Facebook under Real Brothers also, REEL Brothers. And I mean, we ain't hard to find. We just want to create good content for everybody to watch, enjoy, so you can see yourself, or, you know, and take it to the next level. We're about helping everybody, helping the veteran community, diversity, equal opportunity for everyone. So that's what we are. When you see Real Brothers, when you see one of us, you see all of us. And just look forward to entertaining you guys and support us. That's our biggest thing. Support us, and we support you too.
Said like a true champ, true veteran. That again, I've stood side by side with you. That military presence, that sternness, that constant drive is admirable. Because I grew up like that. So you know, I'm wearing my father's dog tags right now. So
all right.
You know, thank you for your service, and you know, I know I've told you that before, but you know, I mean it when I say it, and everything that you've done and continue to do and will continue to do, especially for the veterans and all. So love you, brother. I will see you again soon. I'm going to let you get off here and get back to what you were doing. Thanks for taking this time out to hop on the Speak Your Mind show, spend some time with me. I will be talking with you soon because we got a lot more stuff to talk about. Appreciate you. Have a good rest of your week. And take care. And you know, call me anytime. You know how it goes.
Let's do that. I got you, brother.
All right, Trey. Have a great one, brother.
All right, talk to you later, man.
Good night, man. See you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Trey Fergerson, aka Marcus, in the upcoming movie Necropolis, to be out soon. He's predicting, you know, winter, somewhere around November, October, somewhere around there. So, you know, hold your horses. There ain't nobody more excited, more, you know, anticipating this than me. I'm in it as well. I'm a lurker. And thank you, Bella. She said great show. Thank you. You know, we try. It's just keeping people connected. And Bella's also an actress, and she plays a lurker in it as well. So we're gonna be some pretty good looking zombies. When was the last time you seen zombies that look as good as us? Right now, let me stop. Just messing. But yeah, so appreciate that. Appreciate everybody who took the time out to watch this little feed. This has been a Speak Your Mind show. Again, big shouts out to the Speak Your Mind sponsor and Chris Francis over there at Keto Meal Prep. Go visit his website. It's www.kmpaac.com. He can prepare a weekly plan for you if that's something you'd be interested in. He also offers free delivery. Trey Fergerson was calling in from Waldorf, Maryland. I don't know if Chris or his team is going to drive all the way out there. I don't know. So I don't want to say he will, even though I think he would. So nonetheless, free delivery, 15% discount if you use the Speak Your Mind promo code. All you have to do is go to the website and punch in where it says promo code Speak Your Mind. It's all one word, capital S. Speak Your Mind, and you will get a 15% discount off of your order. And I've had the crab cakes. That's all I've had. I could just eat crab cakes probably for the next 3 years straight. That's how good they were, and they were filling, all lump meat, man. And if you like seafood like I do, then you'll really appreciate that. And they were really cheap. I keep forgetting to mention that. I think they were like $13 or something like that for two. You get two in an order. I mean, you're talking like massive crab cakes. I mean, they had to have been like 6 ounces or something like that. I don't know. All I know is I ate one until I was eating one all day, and I thought I was just going to scarf it and be on to the next. And I had 2, but that didn't happen. And so that you talk, yeah, I know, Bella. I'm telling you, check him out. It's scrolling across my screen right now. You wanna go there if you're into looking for a diet plan. Now, all diets, the keto diet might not be for everybody. Definitely if you have some issues with where you need a constant flow of carbohydrates, then seek out or reach out to your doctor or your physician first before you try something like that. But if you know that you can cut back on carbs and you can you need to cut back on carbs, then maybe that's something that you might want to entertain. And what better way of trying something new and also get a discount, especially if you're going to be spending money for it, because unless you know how to prepare these meals yourself, which I'm sure you can learn how to do, you want to go with the people that know what they're doing, so it's happening right, and you get to enjoy the great taste as well. So and the awesome customer service. So again, this has been Derek Stroman, Derek S, otherwise known as, from the Speak Your Mind show that we do at TV Free Baltimore. Johnny Lang, big shouts out to the Fantastic Jays Top 10s and the Real Johnny Lang show. Big shout out to Angel Williams, Star City, Midget over there, Wizzy, my brother Michael, Storm, I call him, so big shouts out to everybody. Obviously, Stroman Entertainment, big shouts out to Nick Fenwick, Tim Ledard, my Stroman Entertainment team. We got a lot of stuff coming up. Big shouts out to Marcus Cole, A7FL commissioner here in Maryland, Eric McGee. Great job on your show, your first show, Tuesday night. I see it's doing pretty good on YouTube already. You guys knocked it out the park. I'm looking forward to watching your progression there. So again, you guys, if it's something that you're interested in doing, you got a dream, you got an ambition, an aspiration to better yourself and do something positive and grow your name or your brand, hit me up. If you're interested in sponsoring, you can have your show, your business, your company, your brand name running across the screen like you see at the bottom there, and commercials, you name it, we do it all. Videos, we do it all. Okay, it's a lot of things when you're in this entertainment world that you can do to push your name out there and get your brand and what you're trying to represent out there. So much love. This is Friday, and we are going to try our best to have a great great weekend. So I will see you guys sometime next week. And who knows? I might chime in, I don't know, tomorrow, maybe the next day. This particular Speak Your Mind show does not have any scheduled date or time. Okay. I come on whenever I feel like it, and I reach out to guests whenever they have availability. I just come on. I might put if I know in advance, I'll put something out there maybe to let you know what, when, and who the guest is going to be. But if not, I'm just gonna press the live button and start recording. All right. So have a good, as Bella says, Bella Levy, have a good Friday. Have a fabulous weekend, everybody. Love you all. And you all have a great night.